Now, also available on June 14th, only in theaters New York and Chicago, but it expands to more cities starting June 21st, is a movie called Ghostlight. And this is so interesting. I really want to see what Bruce and Eric have to say about this. It centers on a, quote, melancholic construction worker named Dan. Dan is played by Keith Kupferer, and he's drifting from his wife and daughter because they have a certain situation that happened in the past that is really putting an understandable darkness and sadness over the whole family construct. His daughter is very rebellious, and she's pretty much on her way out of school. She's suspended, and she's vulgar, and there may be a reason why she's acting out. And also his wife, she, like her husband, she keeps things bottled in as well, and she's trying to hold the family together. What's interesting about these three actors, they're a real life family. They're a daughter, husband, wife, mother, father. So it's very organic. So what happens is also Dan, to actually work through his own tragedy and his own mental health, he actually joins a local theater production of Romeo and Juliet. And as he's learning more about what it takes to be an actor and a part of this whole community theater community theater experience, he learns more about Romeo and Juliet, and he gets to look a little bit deeper into his own life as well as his relationships with his dear loved ones. That is the premise of Ghostlight. It is a second feature film from filmmakers Alex Thompson and Kelly O'Sullivan. I was pretty much speechless by the end of the movie in a good way. Eric Holmes, take it away. Your thoughts on Ghostlight?
Yeah, this one's really good. I didn't know that the mom, dad, and the daughter were real life mom, dad, and daughter. And
Yeah.
so, but now that you say that, I'm like, yeah, that tracks.
Yeah, definitely tracks.
They did a good job of playing themselves. And I was like,
Well, no, I like, yeah,
I got the same thing.
Yeah, they definitely have that dynamic there, and now it totally makes sense. So I thought I missed something because early on I was annoyed by all of them, just because of the way they interact with each other and the way they don't communicate and blow up. And the daughter's like just constantly, going into a rage, and it got really annoying watching kind of their dynamic, and I didn't quite understand it until the movie told me, and then I'm like, oh yeah, okay, this would have been helpful information to know early on, probably. We won't give it away here, obviously, but once Dan goes to join the Romeo and Juliet play, that what do you call it? The group of actors.
Yeah, the troupe, acting troupe, right?
Troupe.
Yeah.
There you go. When he joins that troupe, I think that's when I was really, really starting to dig on this a lot, especially Rita, the one playing Juliet in the play.
Yeah.
Dolly De Leon.
Dolly De Leon. Yeah.
Absolutely loved her in this.
Right.
She's definitely a family show. She's definitely but like kind of the people that act like a jerk, but they're like, yeah, you're a jerk, but you're too damn charming, and they know they're a jerk, and they try to, I just loved her character throughout this, and kind of Dan's journey going through the troupe. Another thing I liked about this was they had the scenes where someone would walk in at the wrong time. And any other movie, that would be a scene of, you don't understand. I don't need to understand. Turn around and leave. That's, just because the writers, I guess, don't want to write that scene out. And I don't know what it is, but I hate those scenes. With this one, it's, what's going on? You don't understand. Explain it to me. Okay, yeah, that doesn't make sense. All right, sorry, I yelled at you.
Yep.
There's a bunch of scenes like that where it could have went the annoying way, and it went the realistic way of, well, let me explain. Cool, that makes sense, and then they move on. And then I definitely did get a little teary-eyed towards the end, a lot teary-eyed towards the end. Bruce, well, you mentioned in the messages that I think it was kind of like similar to Coda, and I couldn't agree with that more. This is definitely like that kind of movie, which maybe cut that out because that might be a spoiler.
That's not a spoiler. That's not a spoiler.
I don't think so.
Yeah, no. I don't know. Yeah, this is real. It started off like just grating and annoying the crap out of me, and then by the end, I just fell in love with everyone and was bawling my eyes out. So
Yeah.
it's good stuff.
Yeah, everyone's good in this movie. This is just, it's hard to find a flaw in Ghostlight. Bruce, what about you?
Yeah, I'm as you might have guessed already, I love this movie as well. I think what Eric is getting at is somewhat the genius of this story, because it's kind of it by letting the audience members be a little bit in the dark and just having us face these characters and be annoyed by them or be however you react to them, because they obviously are all kind of spinning a little bit out of control within their own lives. It kind of lets you sit back and go like, oh, this happens to me every day in life, right? You encounter people all the time, seeing them act one way or another, and you don't know why. You don't know the context. And this movie essentially is saying like, well, what if you knew the context of this particular family in this particular moment? Also, what I was struck by was kind of like Coda or like Driveways. This is one of those movies where you can easily describe the plot to somebody. And if it were written in a more generic way or acted a little less genuinely, it could come across as just absolute, sappy, syrupy, glopped on TV movie, whatever. Yeah. This doesn't do that. And I think perfect examples of what Eric said, they could have turned a certain misunderstanding of one character towards another into a whole plot in this movie. And it could have been the whole context and the whole conflict of this movie, this misunderstanding, which would be like a sitcom kind of. But no, these are real characters living real lives. That's how it feels. And I think the one thing I really highly want to express to people about this movie, if they're going to be maybe feel like this isn't for them, it sounds like when we talk about it that this is a super heavy movie. And it's got heavy things in it, but it doesn't feel like homework. It doesn't feel oppressive when you're watching it. At least it didn't to me, because I feel like there's enough brightness and there's enough just interesting characters that you're drawn into in this movie that it didn't feel overly heavy to me. I would like to hear what you guys think, because
Rita elevates the whole thing.
Right.
Rita lightens the whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, that whole troupe, that whole acting troupe, and all those interactions are just great.
I want to kind of the whole idea. So the part that I said, the information that I would have liked earlier. And now that you say what you just said, that like I think of Rita when we first see Rita.
Yep.
And you just like, she just comes off as like a curmudgeon.
Curmudgeon, good.
Yeah. See, it's a family show, Greg.
Good, very good.
What do you think I was going to say? Come on now. But Rita comes out and she's like all kind of mean, and you're following Dan at this point. And so like from the audience perspective, like she's the mean one. And then when you get to kind of know her and what she's kind of going through, and like her perspective was like, okay, you know what? No, maybe Rita's not so bad. And then it goes on, you know what? Maybe I kind of love Rita. And so maybe like you said, the information that you don't get off the beginning is kind of important, because you need to make that journey. You need to feel a certain way about someone. And so, yeah, I take that back. It was actually good. It was good that they didn't give me that information right away.
Also, the movie,
it took me watching it and then Bruce explaining it to me, but very brilliant filmmakers knocked it out of the park.
And Bruce, to your point, also, it takes a look at this whole, which you guys have been talking about, this misperceptions or misconceptions. At the beginning of the movie, I'm looking at these troupe of community actors and I'm thinking, you guys have full-time jobs. Go home and watch your Netflix and get ready for the next day. Why are you spending all of these seemingly wasted hours doing a play that maybe only a few people will see? And then throughout the narrative, you get to realize their passion for community theater and how theater itself can be very therapeutic and healing. They do it in a very interesting way. And it makes you want to, made me at least want to explore Shakespeare even more. And how the production of Romeo and Juliet mirrors in a way the reality of the family and how they can actually heal through this, possibly. I thought that was just great stuff. I think it's just wonderful, wonderful stuff. Yes, Eric.
Greg, did it inspire you to maybe want to break away from your day-to-day life once a week and do a podcast really. Or something?
That is the only way I can break away from it. Listeners, doesn't matter if you join our Patreon or not. I'm still not leaving the house. Okay. So, or you can buy all our merch. You can subscribe to Patreon. I am not going to change. Bruce and Eric may change. Who knows?
But I mean, that's kind of what it's about. Like you go to your troupe, you practice Romeo and Juliet, and you play it in front of 5 people. You join a band, you practice every week. You play at a bar in front of the other bands and their girlfriends.
At a what bar?
A shippy bar.
Shippy bar.
It's a pirate bar, Shippy Bar.
Okay, all right.
What do you think I say, Greg? Come on.
Oh, Eric.
Clean your ears out.
Listeners, I'm like thinking about all of the things I got to cut out from this review. All right, final thoughts.
But
Yes.
I mean, so you do all these things, because you do have the daily grind, and actually, much like Queendom, Jenna and Queendom, you have the life that you're forced to live. And then you have to pull these little nuggets of joy out. That's what art is great for.
I've got to Google what joy. I've never heard. Bruce, you ever...
not the name.
Not the name. Joy. Is it joy a feeling, Bruce? What is it?
I think it's a detergent you can use to like clean your dishes.
Not that. No.
Oh, darn it, I missed it.
Okay, final thoughts. Bruce Perky and your rating on Ghostlight.
I love it. I think this is every year, not every year, hopefully every year, but a lot of times we'll get like 1 or 2 movies like this every year, and these are the kind of movies that we want to discover, and you just want to hold them close and have them available, and hopefully you can say, look at this one. Look at this little movie right here. Watch this one. I also just want to quickly highlight, I'm 5 stars on this, by the way. The daughter, Catherine Mullen Kupfer, is a firecracker in this movie.
I'm sorry. Is it Catherine? I'm sorry. Is that the daughter or Tara?
Yeah.
Or did I think
No,
Catherine's the daughter.
Tara Mellon's the mom.
Yeah.
Oh, Tara Mallon's the mom. My fault.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Tara Mallon's the mom, and then Catherine Mallon.
They're all
Kupfer
great, but the daughter
the
is just, she's just got such energy, and I could see her. I don't know if she's a lead, but she could be, and she even talks about this in the movie. She could be a character actor for days, or the greatest side character in every movie that you see. So let's see that happen. And 5 stars. Yep.
Yeah, I think she's a natural lead, Bruce. I think she's a natural lead. I think she's just a natural actor. Period. I think she's pretty much a star. I think. Yeah,
and she's bold and has no fear, and I seem to love it.
Put her in anything. This is going to be This is a start of. I think she was in Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. Maybe a year or 2 back. She's one of the supporting players. Her career is on the right track. 5 stars for Bruce Perky. What about you, Eric Combs?
I think I'm right there. Like I said, I was like, it was incredibly grating at the beginning, but the more I think about it and the more Bruce explains it to me, I mean, that was the point of it. I would suspect that there are some people that watch this and think they don't know what the big deal it is. It's just schmaltzy or whatever, or maybe. The thing is, I don't think this is saccharine, but maybe I don't know. Maybe people get that from it, and just pull your pants up. Just watch the thing, And I wonder if some people, when they watch movies, they're just afraid to cry, or like if it makes them emotional, they just kind of push back on it. And it's like,
do you cry in this movie? You cry, Eric?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Cool. Bruce, you cry?
But absolutely, absolutely.
I do think there are people that are just going to outright reject this movie, and if you do, fair enough. But I would say don't push it away. Bring it in.
Oh, okay. Ghostlight is the kind of movie that some people will really love, like Eric and Bruce, and others like me might have to push it away. It is a little bit too schmaltzy. It is a little bit saccharine, and because Eric swore twice during his Ghostlight review, I'm going to give this movie.
Once.
You swore twice. You swore twice. So I got to edit it. Sorry, Ghostlight filmmakers and actors. I'm going to give you guys a 1-star banger. Just kidding. 5 stars. One of my favorites of the year. I love Ghostlight. 5 all around for me, Eric, and Bruce. You've got to see Ghostlight. Only in theaters, though, in New York and Chicago, but it expands to more cities June 21st. Actually, more importantly, see this in the theaters. It'll be a great family. Dramas are really hard to pull off. Bruce mentioned stuff that is hackneyed and cliched. I love cliched dramas. I don't mind TV movie dramas, but this is an elevated experience. This is like Manchester by the Sea meets meets Coda. Sort of that
Manchester by the Sea, that's pretty dark. I see what you're getting at, but I'm saying someone that doesn't know, they're gonna come in thinking this is just gonna be a complete bummer, which it is not.
There are some light moments in Manchester by the Sea. The scene in the police station.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So good. Yeah, right. Bruce is looking around. Anyways, Ghostlight 5.
I just want to make very clear: do not go into Ghostlight expecting Manchester by the Sea.
Yeah, it's a little bit darker than Manchester by the Sea. I'm kidding, folks. Ghostlight is a wonderful movie, and like I think it caps off what Eric and Bruce were trying to say. What we're saying is it has a tragic moments, but there is a lot of light in. That's why it's called Ghostlight, right? Ghostlight. 5 stars from all of us.
This is CinemAddicts.